So when I saw this video that had actually recorded correctly for once, and I had actually managed to catch a send on film, I decided maybe the best way to deal with it, instead of trying to put music to it or anything else, would be to actually narrate the video, kind of give some perspective as to what's happening in the climb. So this is Andrew's new route called Bollock. Yeah, some game that they used to play apparently, where you'd have to identify whether it's the one or the other. So yeah, that's kind of not that great, but whatever. It's a cool name. It's down in the man cave at Chosspile. So the route starts off with one easy move to get up into the roof here. Do your first clip, and then you have to reach out to a protruding rock that could be either the cock or the bollock. You end up kind of hanging from it. Andrew had to glue this back on because it did kind of come off, but it's actually really cool. So you do a easy-ish clip, and then you go right into the business. Have to do a throw to a hold that's not actually a hold. You kind of just wrap your hand around it, slot yourself into a knee bar. This knee bar is really not fantastic. I think that without a proper knee pad, it would be exceptionally hard. But with a good knee pad, then you're in there and quite relaxed. Kind of reach up to a sloping edge, but it's got a lot of texture, which is really uncommon for somewhere like Chosspile. Kind of scoot the knee bar higher to a nice in-cut crimp. Really high foot. From the really high foot, you kind of move on into a good sharp little thumb catch, crossing over to a good size hold. Then at this point, you've done the first crux. You're gonna kind of scoot out to the left just a little and get a bit of a shake, kind of moving out onto the holds that you share with Kleptomaniac at this point. Kleptomaniac is in the corner there with the long draws. And yeah, so you have a bit of a shakeout here. Takes a lot out of you in the previous part. So I get a nice heel hook and kind of just hang around. Get a lot back. But honestly, at this point, I was not pumped at all, so kind of decided to just move back in, do the clip. The next clip is actually slightly difficult to get to. You have to have the draw extended quite a bit so that you can actually reach it, but it's a lot better than any of the other options. But it does make it a little bit difficult to climb the whole route in sequence as a result. So back down to the shake. Have a little bit more shaking to do before I'm going to be ready to siege the top moves. So there's some decent, like really decent holds here. Quite comfortable. More shaking out. Got a little bit of a heel toe to make it just doable. Taking some pressure off the hands. At this point, kind of running through the sequence in my mind, because I know that I'm changing two parts of this route on Red Point. Andrew pointed out some beta to me the day before, kind of made note that even though he didn't do it in his Red Point, it's probably the more logical way of climbing. So you kind of move out to that previous jog, get some really high feet to a small left hand hold. Bit of a snatch with the right hand. I fell off here once or twice before I did this. Then I found a sneaky little knee bar. Andrew used the knee bar too, but I got quite a bit more out of it. I really do love my knee bars. So from this point, you kind of reach up to a really small right hand edge, up into a left hand undercling. Smear the feet on poor holds and do a big crossover to a decent in cut. And then kind of have poor feet, so you just want to keep on moving. Not on the best of handholds either. So just kind of trying to stay on. And it's a big throw to a really, really sinker jug. So it's a huge, huge hold. I'm going to hang out on it for a little while like this, and then I'll swap feet and move into it as a hand jam so that I'm taking as much pressure off my hands as possible. At this point, there's only about one more difficult move coming up. Once I stick that, then I'm going to clip the chains. But something was playing on my mind. I hadn't actually done this link from the rest to the chains. I'd fallen off at the chains every single time up until now. So thanks to Andrew, I decided, well, might as well change my beta on red point. I'll try a different foothold. He admittedly did this quite a bit smoother than I did. He keeps his feet on, but he's got those really steely fingers that hang on to absolutely nothing. So the holds for the next few moves are a little small for most of us mere mortals. Gonna just uncoil myself from the rope here in a second. It's kind of wrapped around my chalk bag. Alright, now time to do the last move. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my left hand to a relatively small edge. Then my right hand's going to go up into the roof afterwards. So I need to scoot my feet a bit higher. Reach my right hand up into an undercling in the roof. And from here, kind of a big reach to a small crimp. You can sort of squash 4 fingers in there. And then to a 2-finger edge. And there we go. At the chains. Get a bit of a knee bar. A little bit of a celebration. And there we go. And we're done. At the chains.
Okay, your foot worked. Your foot worked. Whoa! Oh, you want to go up as well? Okay. Woo! It worked totally. I just went on your, I went on faith there. I was like, everything's good.